Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Facebook Live with GAE. And this is a very special edition this week. I am Lisa Morgan, a kindergarten teacher and president of GAE.
And I'm Sharon Doe. I'm a high school physics teacher in Augusta, Georgia, and I serve as the vice president of the Georgia Association of Educators.
And I'm Carly Shaw, and I'm a physical science teacher, a middle school teacher in Fulton County, and I serve as the secretary treasurer for the Georgia Association of Educators.
I'm Joe Fleming. I'm the lobbyist for GAE down at the Capitol with Lisa today, getting the business of public education done.
And this week, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, is American Education Week. And today is our day to recognize our education support professionals. And we all know we could not have school every day without our education support professionals. So this evening we have two very special guests, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell everyone what they do, because they are part of our ESPs and part of our state ESP committee. So Shina.
Well, yes, I'm Shina Wiggins. I am a paraprofessional at Dublin City Schools. I also am a bus driver for Dublin City Schools. Where I had many different jobs. Being a paraprofessional, you do a lot of different things as supporting staff. So a lot of things I do.
And Danita.
Hi, my name is Nita Hunter. I'm a manager at an elementary school where I serve many different attitudes, behavior, as well as styles. But I love my child because my job, if it wasn't for the children, I wouldn't be able to be here. But I'm on the ESP committee. I am in the organization. I love what the organization does, because if I didn't join this organization, I wouldn't know about a lot of laws and bylaws. And thanks to Morgan, she has helped me and introduced me to a lot of things that brought a lot of knowledge that I can use in my daily life.
And I just have to say this, y'all see where Danita is right now.
Yes.
She's still at school getting everything ready. And when I called Shina this afternoon, she said, I just got off the bus. She was still at school. So they, like all our other ESPs, go above and beyond every single day for our students. And so we just want to you two and to all our ESPs that are watching this evening, we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for everything you do every day. And so, Joe, do you want to tell them the special thank you we have for them?
I do. Thank you, Lisa. So our Governor Brian Kemp has signed a proclamation declaring today Education Support Professionals Day. And I have a copy here. I don't know if you can see.
That is so awesome.
Yes.
And it's got the official seal at the bottom. Lisa, do you want me to read it or read parts of it?
Yes, please. So we can all know what it says.
Sure. And this will be posted on Lisa's Facebook page and on the GAE Facebook page. By the governor of the state of Georgia, a proclamation, Education Support Professionals Day. Whereas educational support professionals are our school bus drivers, cafeteria workers, administrative support staff, custodians, paraprofessionals, school safety officers, and other non-teaching educators in our public schools. Whereas education support professionals are integral to the education process and tirelessly serve our children and communities with care and professionalism. I can keep going if you want, or there's quite a few paragraphs. Whereas education support professionals are often called upon in times of great need to keep our schools operating with security and efficiency through their work, though their work often goes unseen and unrecognized. Whereas throughout COVID-19 pandemic, ESPs have gone above and beyond in meeting the needs of students, parents, teachers, and our schools by meeting stringent new sanitation standards, preparing and ensuring the delivery of meals to students, assisting in providing mobile broadband services for our students in underserved areas, safely transporting our students, and countless other small ways that have been essential to the success of our students. Whereas these individuals, more than 3 million strong, and that's a national number, 3 million, deserve recognition and thanks for the outstanding work that they do for this state, their communities, and the students enrolled in Georgia public schools. I, Brian P. Kemp, Governor of the state of Georgia, do hereby proclaim November 17, 2001 as Education Support Professionals Day in Georgia. So we will get that framed and hang that in the walls at GAE. And I appreciate the governor for doing this, but more importantly, we appreciate the recognition for some of our hardest working members. So congratulations, ESPs.
And hopefully next time we have our ESPs at headquarters, we can get a picture with our ESPs with that. So before we even do anything else, I want, and I'm going to put the link in the comments. We haven't done a great job over the past couple of years at GAE of recognizing our ESPs and recognizing the great work they do every day. And one of the ways we do that every year is through the Annie Hutchinson ESP of the Year Award that GAE awards every year. And then the winner is nominated for the National NEA ESP of the Year Award. And we need help recognizing our ESPs. Any local can nominate someone for that award. So I'm hoping some of you that are watching today will nominate somebody from your local. And I'm going to put the link to the application because we're taking applications right now. And if you're watching and thinking about that ESP that does so much at your work site, please consider nominating them for the ESP of the Year Award so we can honor them and then nominate someone from Georgia for the national award. Because we know there are ESPs throughout the state that go above and beyond each and every day. So that's the end of my first commercial.
Lisa, I want to know what Danita's cooking up for the kids in DeKalb County. She's probably busy right now doing that.
Yeah, there's Danita, what you cooking?
We having turkey and dressing, sweet potato soup, kale salad, cupcakes, and I'm missing one more item. Some fruits.
So I'll be having lunch there with you. If you'll make one more, I'd appreciate it.
All right,
That's
come on down
always-
to Georgia.
That's always my favorite meal is when we would have turkey and dressing in the lunchroom. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
We
That
had
and
it
cinnamon
today.
rolls. Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Yum.
we had it today. We did ours like a day early. Normally we do it on Thursdays, on the Thursday, before we get out. But today, we had it today and it kind of caught me off guard because I was expecting it tomorrow. Even though they sent out an email, me still thinking Thursday. And then I had to indulge once I found out.
Oh, absolutely.
In
Okay, y'all.
Richmond County, we had ours today too. And when I got to the line, the lady said, "You have 25 cents." And I had to go in my pocket and pull out the 20 because I only had 25 cents left on my account. But we had our holiday meal today as well in Richmond County.
Okay, y'all. So I will tell you, y'all can tell I'm not in my normal space. I am in Colquitt County. I will be visiting a school tomorrow and visiting Colquitt County for their local meeting, and they're having Thanksgiving lunch tomorrow. So everybody remind me next year this week to schedule some school visits so I can have Thanksgiving lunch with students too. So China, I'm going to ask you, Carly, I'm going to steal your question. Carly always asks our guests, why are you a paraprofessional and a bus driver and everything else you do? And why are you a member of GAE?
Well, I enjoy working with kids, and I enjoy making a difference. I feel that support staff, like you say, they kind of like get kind of pushed to the side, but at the same token, I'm the first person that they see in the morning on the way to school. And then I get off the bus, and then I interact, and I work. Right now I'm working in special needs, and I really love my kids. They are just so great and awesome. You know, it's one thing that I say now with them is, you're on fire. So now the kids go, I'm gonna be on fire today, Miss Wiggins. So I'm like, you're on fire when they, you know, when they're performing and participating and answering questions. I'm like, you're on fire. And I mean, it just makes their day, you know. I joined GAE because, well, really my sister is an educator of 30 years, and she introduced me to it, and she was like, you know, when I first got hired, she was like, no, you're not going to do page, you're going to do GAE. And I was like, okay, because they were just page. And when she explained it to me, and she was like, you get what you pay for, and you know, they don't do this, and you've got all of these benefits, and it's a better organization, and you know, they support the teachers and support educators, and you have got to be GAE. And now I understand. I have become a committee member, and I'm trying to be as active as I can. Because I mean, it's a great organization. It really is. Really is.
Well, Shana, what's your most memorable experience since you've been in ESP?
Oh, my most memorable experience? I just thought I just thought of one that was like mind blowing. But my most memorable experience would be, I guess, being able to be successful with these last couple of years of, I mean, it's been kind of chaotic when it comes to this online and actually being successful with that, because I was really like, oh, how are we going to do this? Because mind you, Dublin City Schools, we weren't really into the digital aspects of teaching. Now, my sister, like I said, 30 years, she teaches with Gwinnett, and they have like digital days and all these things. And it was just kind of like, what? It was kind of like, what do we do? So kind of like a fish out of water. But we succeeded, and it was just memorable. The most memorable thing was me actually feeling confident, because I was just like, ooh, how am I going to do this? And we made it through.
I think all educators went through that phase where they didn't know if they were going to be able to be successful, you know, educating in the COVID era. But like you said, we made it through, and we made it through together, supporting each other.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Matter
Danita,
of fact, wait, I've got one more thing.
Go ahead.
One other memorable thing was my first day, we were doing the lunch for the buses. We had to deliver school lunches, and we had like certain stops. And I was thinking like, oh my God, my particular bus is a 72 passenger bus. And it was like challenging just to be able to get those lunches onto the bus. I was like, oh my God, how are we going to do this? And we all came together the first day. And I was thinking, I'm not going to be able to do this. But my director came over. Oh God, he was a lifesaver, because the other buses we used like the lift with the special needs buses. But my bus didn't have a lift. So it was like, I've got this like narrow aisle, and we're trying to lift stuff over, but we were successful with that too. So we made it through that. That was a challenging day, but we did it. And from that point on, I did it for 2 summers, and it was great. But the first day it was scary, because I was thinking like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. I mean, this stuff is heavy. How about, but we did it. We got through it.
Ms. Wiggins, how long have you been an educator?
Let's see, this will be my 6th school term. But I've been driving the bus for about 18 years.
Wow.
18, 19 years. Yeah.
I was lucky to have you down there.
Yeah. So you were driving the bus and added the second role of being a paraprofessional.
Yes, I added the second role. I drove for the county when I first moved here in the city. Yeah. So I've done both, county and city.
What grade do you work with?
Kindergarten through 2nd, but right now we don't have any kindergarten in the class. We just got 1st and 2nd right now. Oh, they're adorable.
Sweet little ones.
Oh yes.
Can I ask you a question about what it's been like to drive during COVID and change?
It has been a really challenging route. We have mandated masks, and the challenging part is it's hard when you're driving to have kids behind you, and it's like, okay, put your mask on, but we've gotten through that. They realize like, okay, this is, I tell my kids, this is the funny thing. I tell my kids, when you get up in the morning and you get dressed, your mask is a part of your dressing right now. When you get your book bag, don't forget your mask. And so that's been challenging. But other than that, it's been good. It's been good. Mm-hmm.
I think we as teachers will all agree, one of the things that you're writing at the board, it's like, don't turn your back on your class. I cannot imagine driving a bus and they're all behind you.
Exactly. But the mirror is your friend. Look up, keep checking. Keep checking. You look up and down. That's your thing. Keep your eye on the road, and then you got to keep your eye on your passengers. So it's a challenge, but I mean, I've been doing it a long time.
Yes.
Long time.
Yes.
Danita, how did your job as a nutritionist change when COVID hit?
It was more demanding because you cannot feed kids virtually. And a lot of our kids, I work in a neighborhood where a lot of our kids are underprivileged and they rely on the meals at school. So it was more demanding, more exciting because I had the chance to reach out to the community. The community had a chance to get meals that they really appreciated. I had the opportunity to have 20 staff members under me, but it was a blessing.
Do y'all serve packaged meals, like in the bag, or were y'all able to send home more, I don't want to say more nutritious meals, but more, meals like what you would be serving them if they were at school?
We were serving them as if we were at school, but it was It was cupped up, it was bagged up, it was wrapped up, and it was put all together in the bag for them to take home. We served them Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So they got 2 meals for Monday, 2 meals for Wednesday, and then on Friday, they got 3 meals. So they got one even for Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, wow, that's such a blessing because I know.
So they got a breakfast. They were served a breakfast, a lunch, a snack, and another snack to hold them up until. So on Friday, they get a total of 12 meals.
Wow,
with the snacks.
that's a lot to prepare for a lot of children.
Yes. So people thought it was just like some prepackaged stuff. Nope, they had the same food, but we gave it to them. All the food they got was cold except Wednesday. They had a special on Wednesday, which was Wing Wednesday, which they can get the hot meal for Wednesday, and then they would get the cold meal for Thursday.
Anita, we've read a lot, and I know in my area, there's been a shortage of bus drivers. Is there a shortage in your field of workers as well?
Yes, it is. We
How
have
is it?
some of our bus drivers doing triple, double, triple routes in the morning and in the afternoon.
Wow.
But during the COVID-19 period, when we were not in school and they were teaching virtual, we had plenty of buses.
Is-
I bet you
And-
did.
What about cafeteria workers? Is that another area? We all know we need substitute teachers. Do we need people to work in our schools?
Well, when we started back in August, 13 schools had no employees return back that worked in the kitchen.
Oh,
Yes. So with that being said, you know, a lot of them are virtual, a lot of them are face-to-face. My staff that I have was for the staff of 1,200, and you know, as of today, we don't have 1,200 students in the building. And right now we're serving in the building 450. So I'm really overstaffed. So some of my staff are helping out the schools that don't have no staff until they hire someone.
What is the CAB doing to try to address the shortage?
They're doing an incentive. They're trying to get people in. So they're doing this bonus. They're doing this retention of bonus. If you can refer someone, they're giving them, you know, they're doing something. It's just, you know, people got to follow that. We can't just hire if we don't verify. So we can't hire anybody.
Yeah. Okay, so my next question, I heard you say only 450 students are in the building.
In the building.
Yeah, the students that are attending virtually, are you still preparing meals for them or?
If they're welcome to come up here and get it, but they have to go online to the pickup meal curbside and register, and we have it ready for them to drive up because they're not allowed in the building, you know.
Right. So our school nutrition workers are still feeding all of our students.
We're still feeding them. All they have to do is come pick it up. We never stop. We're still feeding in school, and we're also feeding virtual, but they have to come up here and pick it up. We don't have the transportation to deliver it.
Did you all continue feeding through the summer or how does that work in DeKalb?
Let me see, can y'all have a program where you can say 2 years perfect attendance from the day we started until right now? That's me. Never missed a day. I have been here than anybody. My principals, custodians, I have been here.
Did you feed the students over the summertime?
Yes, we did. We fed
Wow.
them. They came up. They pulled up on the side. They weren't allowed to come in. We fed them. They came up with the parents. They filled up a little form. All they had to do is write the child name and they got a meal. And the good thing about it is that they fed all all students, everybody from the age of 18 and down got a free meal. So you did not have to belong or attend a DeKalb County school. They fed everybody. On top of that,
Wow.
if they had household members in their household, we were allowed to help them too.
That is amazing. What a blessing. Wow. I know that's a lot of hard work.
Oh, yes.
A lot of children were fed, and that is huge.
Yes.
Really big deal. Wow.
A lot of, and that's the thing. I feel like our ESPs do a lot of hard work every day that's so close to the children and their basic needs. And if those needs aren't met by our ESPs, then we can't teach them. You know, a hungry child is not going to be able to learn because they're a hungry child. If they aren't, if we don't have the bus driver to bring them to us, you know, we've seen how teaching virtually works for a lot of our children, but we have to have them brought to us. So once again, we are so thankful for our ESPs. And I want to segue just a little bit because one of the things, I'm going to do another commercial, y'all. We know a lot of our ESPs have degrees. They have student loans because they've gotten degrees in different areas. So tomorrow evening, let me make sure I'm giving y'all the right time, at 5 p.m. and at 6:30. So either 5 o'clock or 6:30 tomorrow, NEA Member Benefits is doing a student debt informational session, and they will give you all the information about the changes that have been made to the student public service forgiveness program. And I know I messed that up, but it is for educators and for anyone that works in our schools. So if you have, I put the link in the comments for anyone who might like to sign up, and you will see there are 2 sessions tomorrow. There are 2 sessions next Monday, and then there are sessions up until December 20th. So pick the best time that works for you. But I know we've had a lot of people asking questions about the new program and about public service loan forgiveness. That's what it is, public service loan forgiveness. So we want you to attend those sessions, and hopefully some more of our members will be able to get those loans forgiven. So.
China, in your area, is there anything that the Dublin and Lawrence County schools are doing to address shortages of ESPs there?
I'm not
Or do you have them?
I'm not exactly sure if it is a shortage.
Wow.
So I wouldn't be at liberty to say. I don't know for sure. Yeah.
In Richmond County, at one point, they were offering to help teachers get their CDL license if they agreed to drive the buses in the afternoon. So that's one way that they were trying to address that in Richmond County.
In Fulton County, we raised the pay of our bus drivers. Not all of our ESPs, but our bus drivers, they did raise their pay, and they were giving incentives for people that were coming in to become a bus driver. So they haven't offered anything that I can recall for teachers to drive the buses, but I know I have heard about that in some other districts and other counties. So. Well, Joe, I had a question for you. What's going on at the, I want to know a little bit about, we got an ESP day, and I'm super excited about that. I'm surprised Governor Kemp did that, and he better come through with that raise he's promised, but I'm watching him. But I'm hoping that some more going on.
I'm confident that he will. Every day we're at the Capitol, we're looking for ways to support our ESPs, whether it's PERS. There's no, of course, state salary schedule for ESPs. We're looking for ways to adequately compensate our ESPs. And I think for a lot of people, a lot of parents and people in the community, ESPs are kind of for granted and overlooked, and people don't realize the kind of sacrifices that our education support professionals are making. So because, and Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong, most of the salary and benefits for an ESP don't come from the state, but come from the local property tax base and maybe other revenue. It's very difficult to go to the General Assembly and say, we need to pass an across the board salary increase. But we're looking for ways to do that because we believe ESPs are critical to the mission of public education, are again, overlooked and deserve better. And the shortage of, for example, bus drivers is working in some ways to raise the salary because they're having a hard time, at least in my area, in filling those roles. So every time we step foot in there, we're looking for ways to do that. I think tomorrow we may have a speech or two given by a couple of legislators about their appreciation for ESPs as well. In general, you know, there a lot of people know that the General Assembly, the legislature, is in session right now. Their primary reason for being in session is to redraw state legislative maps and congressional maps. That happens every 10 years based on the census and shifts in population. Every Senate district, every House district, and every congressional district should have roughly the same number of people in each House district or each Senate district or congressional district. They've passed both new maps for the Senate and for the State House. We're going to lose some friends, some very good friends as a result. Some are running for higher office. Some have gotten drawn in with another incumbent. And there's a lot to digest in the new maps. So what remains to be done are the congressional maps. And I think today the House unveiled its version of the congressional maps. And in the map that I saw today, for example, Lucy McBath, who represents parts of my county, Cobb County, I think she's drawn in with Marjorie Taylor Greene or David Scott. I can't exactly tell based on where she lives, but they have really gone after Congresswoman McBath and Congresswoman Bordeaux. So there's a lot going on there. We're busy, and Lisa's been down there, and Grace is helping us out, setting the table for a successful session that begins in January on issues like waivers, vouchers. There's talk of a lot of kind of ugly bills that involve some social issues. We'll see how that unfolds. But yeah, there's plenty going on down there, and we're trying to set the table for a fruitful January.
So you mentioned you're talking to the Hill about raising to a living wage our ESP salaries. What can we do to assist you in that task?
Well, what I'd really like to do at some point is have an ESP day at the Capitol. But because our ESPs are working crazy hours, driving buses, working in the cafeteria, it's a bit of a challenge to get classroom teachers down there too, for the same reason. But a show of force. Lisa, I think you might have told me a few years ago we had ESPs come down and tell some of the legislators how much they make, and the amount of money just astonished some of the legislators there. So we've got to build an awareness that it's an inadequate system. and that it needs to be addressed. We shouldn't have to rely on economic times like these to, you know, to be the motivating factor for raising salaries for ESPs. Lisa can talk more about PERS, but I understand there's some problems that we need to address with the retirement system as well.
Yeah, I think that's one of the, yeah, that's one of the major things I think we need to address. Mary Jo has joined us, and Mary Jo will ask you a question in just a second. But I do want to talk about the retirement system that our cafeteria workers, our custodians, and our bus drivers are in. I'm going to do some quick math. If you work for 30 years as a cafeteria worker, a bus driver, or a custodian, when you retire, your pension is $472.50 per month after 30 years. Yeah. So anybody know anywhere in the state of Georgia that you can retire and live on $472.50?
No, it's crazy.
No.
That such a place does not exist. So that's why we see our cafeteria workers and our bus drivers and our custodians who have been there with us for 30, 35 years, and we love them and we love having them in the building, but they deserve to be able to retire with dignity and be able to live comfortably. And after working in a school system for 30 years, they have earned that. So their retirement system, the public school employees' retirement system, it is a completely inadequate retirement. And that is one of our legislative priorities, to secure an actual retirement for them. So that's kind of my soapbox message. Joe mentioned Congressman Carolyn Bordeaux. I put in the comments, we are having a town hall with her November 30th. Is that the right date? Yes. And so I put that in there. But then the 22nd. Thank you, Joe. I'm all messed up. Okay, November 22nd. But the other thing I'm going to go ahead and put in the comments, I told you about the retirement. We all know that there are going to be issues with public education. We will have GAE Day at the Capitol, February 24th, and we want you to join us, and we particularly want ESPs to join us. I've said this, and then Joe has seen me. We were at the Capitol today talking to a legislator, talking about the waivers, and one of the things I mentioned to him, we talked about the school buses and the fact that the number of students that can be on the bus is based on how many, what the manufacturer says is the limit of the seats on the bus. And Shauna, earlier you said you have a 72 passenger bus, and that's what the manufacturer rates it, but can you really get 72 middle or high school kids on your bus?
That would be stretching it with that would be stretching it with high school or middle school.
Yes, it would. And so, you know, I mentioned that today, and as your president, I'm always going to bring those issues up. I'm happy to. I want y'all to educate me more about your issues, but it really helps when I can say, Representative Smith, this is a bus driver from Dublin City. I want her to tell you about what happens with the middle school and high school kids on the bus. You know, they need to hear from you, their constituents, but also from our ESPs. So I put the GAE Day at the Capitol there, and we hope many of you will join us and many of our ESPs. And we actually have one of our ESPs put in the comments, he is on a field trip right now watching us while he is waiting for the kids on the field trip. So that's our ESPs, and that's what they do every day. Mary Jo, welcome. We know you joined us because you were driving your bus. You're muted, dear. You're still, yeah, there
Sorry.
you go.
Sorry,
So,
I parked at 6:30.
yeah, that's how it goes. So, yeah, tell us about that and why you are a bus driver and why you are involved with GAE.
Oh, well, originally I started being a bus driver because then I could bring my grandchildren with me on the bus and drop them off at school and not have to worry about daycare for them when everybody was working. I joined GAE. I'm going to tell you honestly why I joined GAE. Fannie Rowland told me if I didn't, she was going to beat my butt. Y'all remember Fannie Rowland?
Mm-hmm.
And she told that's exactly, I'm like, okay, Fannie, and I signed the paper. But I'm glad I did it because y'all've got my back and I have never had to worry about issues because they're afraid of me at the main office at Cobb County because they won't let me go any higher because of what I do for GAE and CCAE. So, I mean, because I've applied for field coordinator positions and I don't even get interviews because I'm in the union. But that's another story. I mean, I'm not that crazy. I really didn't want the job. I just applied for it to see what would happen. Yeah. I put 54 middle school kids on a bus tonight to get them home because another driver broke down. And after doing my hour-and-a-half high school route that I do, I had to go back and pick up 2 middle school routes. And I got there at 5:15 because we are just in 3 areas of Cobb County. We are 130 drivers down. Yeah. Countywide, I think it's over 160.
What is the
It's
county?
I'm sorry, Joe, you broke up.
I think he asked, what's
sorry,
the
what is-
county
what
doing to
Cobb County-
attract bus drivers?
Up until March 24th, if you got hired on by then, they're giving us a $1,200 bonus at Christmas. That's about it. They haven't offered to raise wages or anything. They gave us the Atlanta Brave day off and they're paying us jury duty for that. So, I mean, they give us days off that we don't want, but you know, there's really no incentive for bus drivers other than the $1,200 if you were employed by September 24th.
Wow. And that's, y'all, I have been all over the state. I have been North Georgia, South Georgia, Middle Georgia, Metro, Atlanta, Augusta, Valdosta, Albany, and everywhere I've been, I have seen signs that the school system needs bus drivers.
I mean, we have probably 16 people in our main office that could be behind a steering wheel. And I have asked that question is why aren't they out here doing it? It's not in their job description.
Wow.
It's our training department. Okay, that bus driving's not in their job description, and our supervisors. It's not in their job description, is what they tell us.
But they were once drivers.
I'm sorry?
They were once drivers.
Oh yeah, every single one of them. including the 2 top guys in our training department. They were Cobb County bus drivers.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
Mary
crazy.
Jo, we were
Yes,
on
ma'am.
an ESP committee together, and we talked about the ESP task force. Can you tell us about the ESP task force and the progress on that and what its purpose is?
Actually, I was supposed to go to a meeting with Mark this morning, but I was out sick 3 days last week because of some kind of congestion or cold or whatever I've got. And I couldn't make the meeting because I'm running myself ragged with all these routes and stuff, and I still am not 100%. Task force in Cobb County hasn't been doing a whole lot. So that question would be better answered probably by Mark Perez, because he had a meeting today and I don't even know how many people showed up because, like I said, I couldn't make it.
And we do know that the state ESPs do have 2 task force, one for bus drivers and one for paraprofessionals, to try to work on some of those issues. We've been talking about bus drivers issues, and we talked some about one of the paraprofessional issues I want us to talk about, because I've heard about this one a lot. Shauna, do you ever get another issue we've talked about, there's no substitutes? And what happens in our schools when there's no substitutes? Who do they try to pull first?
The parapros.
Yes. Shauna, has that been an issue?
Well, we do a lot of coverage. Yeah, we do a lot of coverage for coverage for different classes. Yeah, I guess, you know, it's a shortage with the subs and dealing with COVID, and I guess, you know, that really made things different with everything, you know, and I'm sure that that's probably the issue, because a lot of people don't want to go into the schools, you know. So they have been, you know, that's been our new thing, coverage.
Yes. I know it was an issue before COVID, and it's gotten much worse, because I know substitutes who are retired teachers who say, no, not going to sub this year. Not going to do that because of COVID. So, Joe, we talked about what's coming up in January with the regular session and what we think is coming. And you talked about what we expect. Are there going to be any more curveballs during this special session?
I hope not. I don't know. I don't expect any in education during the special session. I think there may be a lot of change-ups and sliders and curveballs in January. For example, the number 2 in leadership in the House has got a new book banning bill, and there's all this talk about preventing school systems from having mask mandates, so much for local control. There's some social issues. I think we can see issues related to transgender children, bathrooms, athletics. Some at the Capitol think these are winning issues, and critical race theory is at the top of their list too, which of course is not even being taught in Georgia, but I think could have a real chilling effect on our educators. It's an election year too, so there could be a lot of lot of things coming down the road. Now, Lisa knows this, been at the Capitol, but there was a really sneaky last minute move to reorganize the Gwinnett County School Board to take the races that are now partisan. Some people run as Republican and Democrat and make them nonpartisan, which may sound like a good idea, and it works in some places, but in this case, the context is clearly to stop the Democrats who are making significant inroads in Gwinnett County and on the school board, and to redraw those lines. This was done without consultation with the school board, without consultation with the county commissioners, without consultation with the members of the Gwinnett delegation in the Senate and House. And it passed committee, but finally, the sponsor, the only Republican senator in Gwinnett County, pulled back on it because the heat and the backlash were just so strong. But he's already said that's coming in January. So there are a lot of people that just don't like public education right now, and it's sad to see. But I think we will have some strange things. Lisa, when you were talking earlier we were talking about ESPs at the day at the Capitol and mobilizing that way. It's also a good time to talk about our legislative contact team. And you may want to give a commercial on that because we would love to get as many people involved. You know, you make gains at the Capitol by educating people and being there in presence and touching people, and that kind of mobilization makes a difference. I see sometimes North Carolina, they'll do a rally and they have thousands of people. That's my goal. I want our members to descend on the Capitol and the members of the legislature to go, wow, we need to listen to them.
So, and Joe, yeah, we don't want to descend on them one day though. I'm hoping we can get our group to descend on them quite frequently through email and phone calls and old-fashioned letters. So our legislative contact team is we want to have at minimum one member of GAE in every single legislator's district, that you are going to be the person that contacts them, and you're going to contact them every time there's a bill that we need them to know about, to educate them about public education and how the impact is going to be. Like I talked earlier about the ESPs telling their story, this is for all our educators. And let me do my little aside. When I say educator, I mean anybody that's close enough to touch a child during the day, no matter what your job description says. So if you are close enough to touch a child on the bus, in the cafeteria, you're the custodian, the front office, the school nurse, everybody that is close enough to touch that child is an educator. And we want educators to be the ones telling the story and explaining to our representatives what these things are going to do in our schools. Because sometimes I give them the benefit of the doubt and okay, you know, they're trying to do the right thing. They really think this will help us in our school, but this is the reality of what's going to happen when it gets down to the classroom level, or when it gets to the school bus level, or when it gets to the cafeteria. This is what it's going to be. And our legislators need to hear that. So if you are interested in assisting on that, being on our legislative contact team, please send us your name and contact information. And it would help us too if you let us know what local you are a member of. And I'm putting that in the comments now.
And you don't have to be an expert in politics or even education. You just have to be a concerned citizen and develop a relationship with your legislator. They listen more to people from their hometowns than they do paid lobbyists at the Capitol. We have our role and function there, but there's no substitute from somebody back home giving straight advice and shooting straight on them with them on the issues.
Somebody that can actually vote for them.
I have a question. When is ESP Day?
Today.
Oh, no, I mean at the Capitol.
Oh, we sorry, Mary Jo. We haven't done a specific ESP day, but with that, we're looking at it. And as soon as we, if we get a date and that's what we're going to do, we will definitely let you know. But we're inviting everybody to our regular day at the Capitol on February 24th.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say if it coincides with February break, then I could probably get a bunch of ESPs down there, bus drivers to come. But that's Capitol Day anyway, so.
Yeah, bring them on.
We'll try.
Yes.
You know me, I got a big mouth. I'll try.
Yes, always. Okay, so we have just a few minutes left. So
I
I
have
think
a question.
Yes, Carly.
I think, I don't know if Lisa or Sharon, if you guys rode the bus when you were in school, or Joe, but I wanted to share a memory of Mr. Josie. He was my bus driver when I was in school, and he was the nicest man. He actually bought Halloween candy and gave it out at Halloween to all the kids that rode his bus, and he ran several routes. And I just wanted to put that out there, that you really do, the ESPs really do make a difference in the lives of our children. And I didn't know if Joe and Sharon and Lisa might want to share a quick memory of someone from their childhood that maybe drove the bus or touched their life that was an ESP.
I do. I remember, especially my elementary school bus driver, Miss Mulkey, who drove for a long time, I know, in Cobb, but she was there every year that I was in elementary school. And I remember she had a radio in her bus, like AM, FM radio. And there's certain songs that I hear today from those times that just remind me of being on that school bus. But yeah, Miss Mulkey was terrific.
Well, the ESP that I remember is we just called her the lunchroom lady, Miss Laura Rogers. Miss Laura was she was the first person you see in the morning when you walk in the school. She was the person that also stamped we had lunch ticket, and she had to stamp your lunch ticket before you got your lunch. And she used to call me Green. Hey, that little Green. That's what she used to call me. And Miss Laura used to say, okay, she can get 2 desserts. And I used to like that because I got 2 desserts.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
My story is not about something that happened on the bus, but one of the gentlemen that lived up the road from us, his name was Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson drove bus number 21 for the school system. And I loved to go visit him because his bus was parked outside his house. And I thought it was just the coolest thing to go visit and get to climb on the bus. And there was nobody else on the bus except me. And he would sit in the bus and I got to pretend that I was going to school. And that was before I could go to school. And I wanted to go to school so bad. So that's my memory about one of our ESPs. As we're getting close to the end, so I want us to close. We always try to close with something we're thankful for, and we won't be back doing Facebook Live until after Thanksgiving. So I want to let our ESPs tell us what you are thankful for and the best part of your job as an education support professional, as an educator. So Shiny, you want to start?
Well, I'm thankful for my the teacher that I work with, because she has been very, very supportive, and I've learned a lot. I'm thankful for my kids accepting me, because I came in, this year was my first actual start. Last year, I came in at the end of the year, so it was kind of like I was the new face and they had to warm up to me. And I'm just thankful for their acceptance, because now I'm Miss Wiggins, you know. So I'm just thankful for everything, you know, everything. I'm thankful for my sister introducing me to Gae, and her guidance. I'm just thankful for all that support.
Okay. Danita? She's still working, y'all.
Oh, yes, I am. I'm cleaning, getting ready to walk out the door. I am thankful for my job. I'm thankful for the children that I'm able to encounter, to be a light to encourage, to uplift, to give them the drive. Because if no one's going to do it, someone got to do it. Someone got to let them know they're better than that they can do better than that, and they can achieve better than what they get. So I'm their motivator, encourager, and uplifter. I'm thankful for my coworkers. I was going to say some, but I got to speak it in the atmosphere. It's something positive. You know, many times people look down on us as we're not important. We just be kids. I am important. We all are important. We all make an impact. We all encourage. We all uplift. And if people keep that same motive, instead of saying I and self, we all can be a team. And a lot of times we need teamwork in the job. It doesn't matter what stature you are, what title you have, what degree you have. We are here for the common purpose, is for a child. And if we can reach that child, one child, we're doing a great job.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
I forgot. I'm also thankful for my bus driver, my director with transportation. He is such a gem. He doesn't, it's nothing that, if he asks you to do something, he'll do it also. It's not like he's one of those sit behind the desk. He'll go out and help in any way. Like I said, with the lunch program, he was there helping lifting boxes. So I'm thankful for him also.
Okay.
Yes.
Can't leave him out.
No, don't. Mary
Yeah,
Jo?
but we have a new principal here, a new assistant principal here. They've been on that line with us when we've been short and down to help. I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful for the bus drivers as well. I'm thankful for everyone, everybody, because you know what? This time last year was a bad situation. But to see the faces of all the people that came back this year is a blessing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm thankful a lot. I'm thankful to be standing here today, because through the worst of it, I worked through it and I'm still here. So I'm thankful.
Mary Jo?
I'm thankful for my coworkers. I'm thankful for y'all because I love y'all. And I'm thankful for my health.
And I want to say we are all thankful for you and all of our education support professionals and everything you do every day for our students, for our schools. We know without you, we don't have school. So, and thank you for joining us this evening. We will see everyone the first Wednesday, which will be the 1st of December. We will be back. And hopefully by then, the special session of the legislature will be over. We'll have lots more to talk about. And then our next Facebook Live will be December 15th. And that's a very special Facebook Live. So let me plug it again. If you are a member of GAE and you recruit somebody to join GAE, your name is going to be entered for a drawing. And on December 15th, we are going to announce the winner of a $250 cash drawing. We will also have a $250 cash drawing for all our new members. And any member who has recruited 10 new members will be in a drawing for $500. So we will be announcing that December 15th. So you've got basically a month to recruit some people. And once again, thank you for our ESPs. Happy ESP Day to all of them. We hope you all have a wonderful holiday next week, and we'll see you back December 1st. Everybody have a great evening.
Happy
Good
Thanksgiving.
night.
Good night.